went to school one day, came home, we got this new teacher at school. He's an American. He's got this game, basketball. Oh God, so that was the beginning. And that was about 72, I think.
What was his name?
Fred Valere. Fred went on to coach at the Eltham College. It was pretty good. And he introduced them. I decided that, all right, this scoring business, I needed to know the rules. I did a referee's course with Henry Perazzo at Coburg.
So Avis Scullen has refereed?
No. I did the course so that I would understand. I've always go back and look at rules. I believe in knowing the rules, which I think is probably obvious considering what I'm doing now. But yeah, so I went and did a 6-week, 7-week course. Didn't go onto the court because I knew I couldn't. Diamond Valley. Diamond Valley opened in 73. We went in there, Michael was under 14, under 12s. We went in, I did the scoring for the games. Then I became secretary of Diamond Valley. Then I became president of Diamond Valley. First female president in Australia, I think, of an association.
So you were at Diamond Valley in the inception when it started?
Right from the word go. Well, it's faster, of course, it's more athletic, but it's not a family affair anymore, it's business. More training done. Well, of course, with score table, we had no training. We made it up as we went along. You had games, I mean, NBL started, and you walked into the stadium and you saw some faces in the crowd that you knew. Good, they know how to score table. You and your score table tonight. And that was NBL, and that was Coburg. And then Carol Walker. You know Carol Walker?
Yep.
Yeah. Carol came along and she and I got together and we started organising it. We wrote the first course notes and the first handbook in one of the rooms at the back of the old Velvet Park Stadium in Lindsay Gaze's house. We used to go down there and hand wrote it. We would sit there after games for about an hour and hand wrote the first courses and the handbook there, having a beer after a game. Remember Wednesday night used to be big championship night at Albert Park. Pat Terry,
Yep.
who died recently this year, Carol and John Walker, Kerry Madigan, Debbie Beaton.
Yep.
I mean, we had all Debbie's babies. Used to be under the score table. Debbie would have a baby and then 3 weeks later she'd be back doing score table.
And Bordeaux used to do it
and
too.
Bordeaux, we had them on Court 9,
That's
the women's games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Score table is what is referred to in the rule book.
Yeah.
So if you're going to follow the rules, you might as well use score table. The bench is where the players sit.
Correct.
Referee's Ron Burgess. Ron Burgess is my hero. You never ring Ron with a question that you can't get an answer, or he will come back to you with an answer, and usually a funny story as well. A couple of coaches. I mean, Lindsay Gaze as a coach was always so easy. You do Melbourne Tigers, Lindsay coaching, just easy. He knew what he wanted, he requested it. Brian Curl always made me laugh. Brian very rarely managed to get a sub in without grabbing the player by the hand and running him up the court, sub. And all too often I used to say, Brian, I'm sorry, I can't put you on, you're not in uniform. Wheelchair basketball is usually leaves you with a laugh because they have this black sense of humour. I took a granddaughter to a game at Dandenong about 2 years ago. During the grand final, one of the teams was sitting over on the far side in the corner, and they were being a bit rowdy. And their centre, who was the most outgoing guy, had ripped the legs, procedures, off the guard and was beating him over the head with it. They all got into it. This poor guy sitting there is being beaten over the head with his legs. Ballarat under 16 championships. Sharon Arnold was the referee, and I don't know why, but I sounded the buzzer. I don't know why, but I think thought I heard a whistle. Pushed the buzzer down really hard. Everybody stopped. I realised what I did. And the oh shit was very vocal, and everybody heard me say it. I loved the Olympic Games, USA-Lithuania game. It was awesome. The 22 and under men's 1997, where Australia, we started losing. We lost the first two games. And heading into finals, we beat USA, and I think we beat Argentina. Grand final. We shouldn't have been there because we just lost those first games, but then they pulled it all together. We played off the grand final, Puerto Rico in the grand final, and got the gold medal, and that was exciting. But the game that memorable game, Australia versus Russia, 1980 whatever, Andrew Gaze was playing, and it was close, and it was my first real international game. Seconds are winding down, and we were 3 points down. They put the ball into Andrew Gaze's hand outside the 3-point line. Two big Russians bearing down on him, and he put it up. All net. 3 points. It was a draw. World Championships, 86, the Gold Cup, which is a wheelchair, which again was at the Glass House. 94 Women's World Championships, 97 22 and under, 98 Gold Cup in Sydney, 2000 Olympics, Paralympics. We've had the Deaf Olympics here. We've had the World's Masters here in Melbourne. Well, one of my proudest moments was talking to Lubo Gottlieb in 97, where we talked about the Olympic Games, and he stated that in his opinion the Australian score table people were as good as anything he had ever seen in the world. Concentrate and teamwork. We all forget to do little things like sounding the buzzer, reminding timers to time correctly. But if we do it all together and keep it quiet, teamwork. It's the same as the referees on the court. You have to work as a team, and the team has to work the players have to work as a team. So in the forward in the score table manual that we wrote, we are the third team. Be prepared to work hard, take all the positions on, don't become a shot clock operator or a scorer. Learn how to do all of them, and then if you want to, concentrate on one. but work at all positions and with all different people. Don't get set in, don't be the Diamond Valley Score Table official. Be prepared to go anywhere and do anything. Ron Burgess, Neil Bradbury, Lexi Latanzio. In 90s, I wrote a letter to the Victorian Basketball Association suggesting that we should set up a score table association. I received a letter back saying, no, not needed, don't worry about it. There was a change of president the following year, so I wrote the same letter off and got it back and said, yes, it's an excellent idea, you go with it. It was hard convincing people to do it, and I was talking to Ron Burgess, Neil Bradbury and Lexi at a little meeting one day, and they said to me, do you believe in what you want to do? Well then do it. So I did. So those three people. Ron Burgess has always been so helpful. You can't ring Ron without getting an answer. And he's always available. Yes, you have a look Friday night. Every venue, Saturdays, every venue in Victoria is covered with kids. In fact, Werribee, how many outside venues do you have? Diamond Valley, how many outside venues do they use Fridays and Saturdays? Now, well, I think there's less humour in it now. It's more straight down the line. Whereas the likes of Eddie Crouch, Mel Cooper, you know, those sort of referees, you could usually put a bit of fun into it, but not now. Now it's straight down the line. And that's the way that the referees are taught to do it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that that's what they do, business-like.